Hey, this is my response to why I do not support the troops video. Just a little background on myself. I was in the United States Navy for 4 years. I was an aviation maintenance administration man. I did paperwork. Well, really desk work, computer work, data management and everything for the aircraft. First thing that's wrong with this video, even though I believe her name is Liberty Chick, you bring up some fair points as far as some of the horrors of war and things that happen, and about the collateral damages that that definitely happen way too much, and I definitely understand that. And like I said, I'm out of the military now. I do not support the war either. I don't support the war effort. I disagree with a majority of everything that the Obama administration is doing over there and here as well. But to hear you say that you don't support the troops, first of all, you say that they either fall into the categories of either being dumb, being evil, or being morally reprehensible or something like that. I'm not sure, but having lacking morals. That shows me that, first of all, you don't know what you're talking about. You're you seem like you're sort of smart, but you need to know that not everybody in the military, is even in a combat status. There are thousands of people that are just there to help heal people. And I'm not defending things that happen in war. I've never personally had to shoot anybody, and that's, a blessing for me. But one thing that you need to understand is that for you to go and just make a sweeping statement like that, it really makes me mad. When you talk about how the U.S. military's killed, I think you said like 1 million people, or probably more than that, I'm sure, like 50 million people, something like that. Whatever the huge number is. Okay, let's take it historically. What about World War II, the Holocaust? It was bad men doing bad things. It took other people having to do bad things. It was bad men. Sometimes it's not, good and bad. Sometimes it's bad and worse. So once again, I'm not defending it, but you need to understand that for you to say that people are either dumb or they're evil, that's a general state. I mean, that you might as well. That's what I'm saying about, I guess, like a type of racism a blanketing prejudice that's unnecessary and also ignorant. And I don't know what type of life that you lived, but not everybody that joins the military does it just because, oh, I want to go kill people. Most people don't want to do that. Honestly, most people don't want to kill anybody. Sometimes, as you can look at our job situation here, like, people either they don't know what they're going to do after high school, or they have a family and they have to support them, and there aren't any opportunities for them to work to be able to take care of their family the way they need to. And so maybe you're probably some type of rich chick or something like that, and you just haven't had to deal with real situations in life, and that's understand, and that's fine. I can understand that. But you really need to, you should just stop it at, I don't support the war. Now, for those individuals that are in the military that have committed some of those atrocities that you talked about, like how the soldiers apparently raped some little girl and all that stuff, yes, those people are assholes, and they definitely need to be punished to the fullest extent of the law, or natural justice of life, whatever. That's true, but that's not everybody. A lot of people are just there as far as a support role. The majority of the people over there don't even want to be over there. It's a job like anything else. It's a job. Now there are some people, yeah, that do love it, and if you and first of all, you said something about a AK-47 to the face. I'm sure they could have used that, but if you're saying that, first of all, standard issue weaponry for U.S. military is not going to be an AK-47. So that either leads me to believe that it was either a type of special ops person or it was a private contractor. And if it's a private contractor, I definitely can't stand those guys. That's state-funded terrorism and mercenary actions right there. So I'm assuming that once again, these are all just kind of little details, and that's not the point of this. because when I first heard you say that, like, I got mad because I don't know if you've ever talked to some of those World War II guys, the Greatest Generation, but the things that people have to deal with in war, the people that have been to war and that have had to fight, sometimes you have to, fight to survive. And yeah, we're there on a false reasoning that is horrible. And I believe that all the troops should be back home, and that America should practice a a peaceful diplomatic relationship with the rest of the world. I do understand that we probably are viewed as terrorists to a majority of the world, or at least a fair amount of the countries and peoples of the world. But for you to go and say that, because some people actually do believe that they're fighting for you. Some of those people really do believe that they're fighting to protect you, just as much as you believe that they're evil. Now, if you believe that you're right and they believe that they're right, who's really right? It comes down to what's in your heart. That's what really matters, is what's in the heart. The situation is horrible. Nobody wants to be over there. So you can't just act like everybody just runs up to join the military to go and kill and rape and pillage and all that stuff, because that's not true. That's ignorant. You haven't researched enough. You haven't talked to people. You haven't put yourself in that situation. So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I really don't mean to be angry with you because you don't know. But that's very disrespectful, because you haven't seen the people that come back missing legs and arms and faces burnt up and all that stuff, and you haven't talked to them, and they're just regular young Americans, young foreign nationals, people that wanted to become American, and they come to this country and they fight and they get hurt. They shouldn't be fighting, but in order to put yourself out there on the line and to risk something like that, that's commendable, at least. Because I don't know what you've put on the line, if you ever put anything on the line. And it's very disrespectful of you to say that. And I just hope that maybe if you do watch this, that you'll curtail your rhetoric, because it's people like you that speak that way that make it impossible for people that are maybe pro-war to come to the side of pacifism and peace. Because you say that the people that are fighting are either evil or dumb. And it's horrible, because you care so much for these other peoples, and I care for these other peoples as well. Iraqis, Afghanistanis, Pakistanis, Somalians, Libyans, whatever other countries that we're occupying illegally, in my opinion. But you don't care about the American ones that are being ordered to go over there. Like, look at Bradley Manning. He joined the military, but you probably fucking love him. But not everybody can do that. Some people, the best they can do is do their 4 years, try not to hurt anybody, and get out and not go back in to be able to do something with their life to better themselves. I did my 4 years in the military, and I'm going to go and get my degree in philosophy, and one day get my PhD, and I'm going to lecture a philosophy of peace and enlightenment and understanding to help people that are dumb and evil, apparently, and help. And I guess that goes both ways, because for you to say stuff like that, that just shows your ignorance tremendously. So God bless you, and maybe, I don't know, just, that's untrue what you're saying. I understand it, but the substance of it is based in a bad place, and that's not good. That's not good for anybody. What you're saying isn't going to help anybody understand your point of view. If anything, it's going to push people over. Because I'm about as hippie as it gets, and I was perturbed listening to you, because you just don't know what you're talking about, but you're saying such strong, hurtful things. You did have some facts in there, facts that I agree with. I honestly agree with the majority of the things you said about war. War is the issue. War just engulfs people. People don't engulf war. War comes to you, war brings you in. People get sent to war. War is a place. It's a state of mind. Kill or be killed, survival. Or also support the people that are doing that. Some people are just mechanics, and all they do is they fix planes, they fix tanks, they fix trucks. Some people just deal with, computer systems. Some people go out there and they're medics and they go and they help, the poor little girls that might be, tortured and all these other horrible things that happen. But at least, I mean, they're there helping and also fighting against bad regimes there as well. Once again, I don't think we should be there, but you can't go and say that everyone in the Taliban or all of the, the moolies or whatever and all this other stuff like that are good, because they're not. Bad versus bad still equals bad because it's a bad situation, so everything within that situation is going to be bad. Whether or not, if those things within the situation, the mechanisms, the people, the pawns are bad or not, they're not, they're just people. A bullet isn't bad. It's just, some minerals, metal or whatever, and it's sent out. Because when it's sitting alone, it's just sitting. But when it's directed with a certain amount of force and a certain velocity, it has the power to kill. Just like a person. A person can be a poet, an architect, a mathematician, or a warrior, killer, psychopath, anything. It's just how people get directed. So that's all. Just wanted to say my piece on this. Peace.